welcome Pankaj Shroff to the stage, please.
What I'm going to talk about today is, we heard quite a bit about the challenges facing and the real numbers actually behind it, thanks to a lot of the work done by the STL group. And what I'm going to talk about is really what can we do about it, and perhaps increase the value by investing in smart networks and smart services, and what are the sorts of returns that can be expected or anticipated based on the work that STL has done in this area. And so what does that mean? Well, this term, dumb pipes, has been thrown around quite a bit, and so we decided not to actually adhere to that rhetoric anymore, because it really doesn't mean anything. It's kind of a acceptance, resignation that, yeah, well, we are dumb pipes. And Chris kind of pointed out the example of the TV character there. And we said, is there some way we can actually put a number behind it? And we commissioned this study and said, with STL partners, and said, what is the actual cash return on investments for operators today? Right? And we chose this particular metric because that's really the metric that you cannot manipulate very easily. Earnings can be manipulated quite easily, but cash returns are, cash is king. So what this study did was to discover, first of all, it was done on a global scale, and also with enough in-depth of about 12 operators as case studies. And the focus was, what is the nature of smart, and what is the value that building smarter networks and launching smarter services can bring to operators. And we measured that based on this metric. And the unanimous, or sort of the resounding conclusion of the study is that absolutely more intelligent networks will be a key driver for shareholder value. And the reason we call these, clearly the word dumb pipe is thrown around, but the fact still remains is that a typical telco operator cash returns on invested capital are in the same ballpark, in the same range as a utility, like a gas pipe company or a electricity company, around the range of 5 to 7%. And that's the astounding aspect of this study, that how can you now take that and boost that cash return to levels that are comparable more with some of the high growth, high flying, over-the-top threats that you face today, like the Googles and companies like that. So, this is one of my favorite charts in the study, is that in the survey of 100 operators, what's amazing is that almost everybody agrees that something needs to be done. A lot of operators absolutely agree on housekeeping, sort of housekeeping category. We absolutely have to find better ways to run our networks efficiently. But at the same time, we need to invest in smarter networks. We have to get that piece right. For example, the visibility example that I gave earlier, or security, or higher, better, more efficient content delivery. And then, while there is agreement and awareness that we have to do something, and this was actually quite interesting because earlier Simon did this survey, the spot survey with your clickers, and it was also reflective of the same sort of thing where there's awareness that I know I need to do something with smart services, but when, over what time frame, and what's my first step in it is not quite clear, and whether or not I will succeed. What is my probability of success here is not quite clear. And so we think that there is a low-hanging fruit here. There is a low-hanging fruit in the next 6 to 18-month time frame. Majority of operators can actually immediately start investing in smarter networks, bring more visibility, more optimization, and better content delivery in their networks, but at the same time be able to leverage that investment then in the longer run by building out smarter services. And finally, I'll conclude with this slide, which is that the key bottom line results from the investments are, we have the happy piper scenario, which is sort of where everybody seems to have most comfort zone in terms of transforming themselves, where this is where we are today. So if we did nothing at all, that's where we would probably stay, and maybe worse. But with simple and low-hanging fruit, incremental investments in smarter networks, you have the capability now to have a significant measurable boost in cash returns. And finally, with smart services, you have the ability to boost those cash returns even further. And I'll just close with this win-win-win sort of a slide where now with this kind of investment, not only are you running your networks more efficiently and controlling expenses, capital expenditure, but also tapping into new revenue streams and providing a real value, a real service to the end users who can uniformly and universally access services at a high quality and a high quality of experience, and participate in the growth of cloud-based economics. So that's it.
Great, thank you. Can we say thank you to Pankaj?